world of scouting, volunteering is a way of life. Well, tonight, the Good Scouts from Troop 160 will be honored for their efforts here at Emmanuel Lutheran Church.
And your front center. Staff on. Staff no face. Troop salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Scouts on. Over.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey scout law, to help the people at all times, to keep ourselves strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Stab out face. Dues inspector troop ready.
Where's Z? Disappeared. Why? No, it's not with A.
Everybody is aware that we're going to be doing a walkathon for Meals on Wheels on April 19th, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to bring up Mr. Shapiro, Sandy, who is one of our assistant scoutmasters from Troop 160 from years ago. He was also the Cub Master, actually, of Pack 160 a long time ago, to explain what we're doing to you guys, and then we'll also talk about some of the details in a minute. So, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. How you doing? This troop, in case you're kind of not aware of it, goes back to the 1980s, if I'm not mistaken. It's been around a long time. In fact, that Veterans History patch that you are the only troop in America that's allowed to wear that. And that is very prideful, because it's something that you should know no other troop has done. In fact, we did so many of them, Congress said we could wear it. The idea of Meals on Wheels, is any of you familiar with it? Now, some of you were down at Meals on Wheels, right? Meals on Wheels is an organization that gets some of its funding from the City of New York and from other nonprofit organizations that donate to them. They provide food for people, mostly seniors, who are either going through a tough time or are not able to take care of themselves. The problem is here in Staten Island, the need is greater than the money, simple as that. And by being able to reach out to the community to raise funds, you're able to help feed people who need it the most. Just before Veterans Day, we contacted Roseanne, a young woman who runs Meals on Wheels, and we asked her how many veterans do they serve. About 200. We were surprised, mostly some from World War II, some Korea, some Vietnam, and everything in between. They're in their 60s, their 70s, 80s, 90s, and in their hundreds. And as we got to talk with some of them, we heard their stories, and one of them I'd like to tell you, because it's very ironic. A young man at 18 joined the Army Air Corps during World War II, and he became a pilot at 19. Went through the entire war, not a scratch. When he came home, got married, his wife said, "Why don't we get a vacation and fly someplace?" And he said to me, "I decided never to fly again. Why press my luck?" So these are the people you're helping. When you raise this money, all of it goes for food. And it's very simple. When you go to the store and you buy food, you know how much you need for the week. They can't buy for the week. They have to buy for at least a year's worth of food for somebody. That somebody may get breakfast, lunch, dinner 2 days a week or 3 days a week, or maybe just a lunch 2 or 3 times. But they have to program it out. So every dollar that you raise means they're able to provide food for somebody for that period of time. And it's a terrific thing, it really is. But just as that patch is the first for any Boy Scout troop in the nation, I'm not aware of any Boy Scout troop, especially here on Staten Island, that is doing what you're about to do. And that's what this is all about. It's about getting out into the community and doing something to help others. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Anybody? Any questions? Could you give me an idea of why you would like to do this? Can anybody kind of...
To help like older people, because like when we get older, we would like people to do this for us if we need help.
I would like to do this because we're helping other people, not just ourselves in our community.
Anybody else? Isn't that what scouting is all about? Doing the best you can, helping other people. This is a great way to do it. You may never meet these people, but I'll tell you, they'll be recipients of the benefits of what you do. So, Jaime is from the Staten Island Cable, and he was kind enough to come down to listen to the troop and get an idea of why this is important to you and some of the things about what scouting is all about. My son is one of the Eagle Scouts of the troop from years ago. How many of you are looking forward to becoming Eagle Scouts? You're not looking forward? By the way, that's one of your Eagle Scouts. And every once in a while, I got to sit on the Board of Review at Richmond Town, and one of the questions I would ask a newly minted Eagle Scout recipient, what would you tell someone if you were asked, what does it mean to be an Eagle Scout? Could you kind of fill that in a little bit? If someone were to ask, you were going for a job, and somebody asked you, what does it mean to be an Eagle Scout? What did you have to do to become an Eagle Scout? What would you tell them?
Well, I would tell them simply, do the best you can with helping your community with a big smile on your face.
You also worked your way up through the ranks. What positions did you hold in the troop?
I held OA trooper as well as assistant scout, as well as an assistant patrol leader, and now assistant scoutmaster.
These are the things you don't normally hear. And believe it or not, when you get into places like colleges, they're going to ask you that. Our son went to Hofstra, and he was going for an interview to be a resident dorm assistant. And when he went into the interview, the manager who was talking to him said, I see on your application that you're an Eagle Scout. He said, do you have your Eagle Scout card? And as Stephen was pulling out his card, the interviewer was pulling out his card. Needless to say, he got the job. These things make a difference, and especially when it comes to food and seniors. When we were handing out these gifts we got from the Red Cross on Memorial Day to the veterans, they were shocked that somebody even thought enough of them to say congratulations and thank you for your service. Again, they may never meet you, but what you're doing is absolutely tremendous.
That we're going to be handing out in probably at the next meeting some information that you guys will need to sign up and get volunteers to sponsor you at the walk. The more sponsors that we get, the more sponsors that you get, and the more sponsors who are willing to donate meals basically for each mile that you do will help Meals on Wheels tremendously. And that's the goal, and every single dime that comes in is going right to Meals on Wheels. Okay, so it's a service project for you guys. You're going to do something really good for the community and for yourselves. Okay?
Could you explain for Jaime what a service project is?
Boys have to put in time, basically, to help community, to help organizations other than themselves. So if you look at some of the Eagle projects, for example, an Eagle project would be to help a center of some kind, to help something permanent. And but again, it wouldn't be for our troop. It's not for our host organization, which is Emmanuel Lutheran Church. It has to be for something that will help the community.
So we just got done with the ceremony here at the church, and I'm standing by here with my new friend Tommy Riccardella. It's very nice meeting you. How are you tonight?
Hello.
What made you decide to join the Scouts?
When I was
I don't know the exact age, but I know when I was younger than 6, my grandpa, who is Mr. Falk, who is over there, he's one of the leaders of this troop. And when I was 6, I went into the Cub Scouts. I wasn't in Pack 160, but I crossed over into Troop 160 since my grandfather was one of the leaders in this group, in this troop.
Are you having fun with this?
Yes.
What is the best part about being a scout?
Talking to some of the other scouts like Steven and Calvin, and socializing with people who actually like the stuff that I like the Star Wars prequels.
Awesome. What can you tell other kids, either your age or younger, about whether they should join scouting or not?
The simple answer is yes.
Why?
Because you get to socialize with other people, because God knows not many people do that these days. And you'll be helping your community out most likely, and you'll get to go camping, whether for better or for worse.
Do you pick and choose the projects that you work on, or are they assigned to you?
I guess it's kind of a mix of both.
Tell me about the last project you did.
My patrol is working on a patrol flag.
And what does the flag consist of?
Basically just our patrol name, a picture of a flaming phoenix, because that's our patrol name, and our names, and Troop 160.
So your nickname is the Phoenix, correct?
No, our patrol name is the Flaming Phoenixes.
The patrol name is the Flaming Phoenixes. How does a patrol decide upon a nickname?
Basically, once the patrol is formed, because originally there were only 2 patrols, there was the Golden Eagles and the Royals, but we broke off to form a patrol that was more just the younger kids, and we debated on the name and came up with the Flaming Phoenixes, which personally I still think is kind of a stupid name, because a phoenix is supposed to be made out of fire, I think.
Is there a limit as to how many kids you can take in a particular troop?
I don't know.
How many do you currently have in your troop? If you had to make an estimate, how many do you have?
Maybe less than 10. Oh wait, in our troop or in our patrol?
Both.
In our patrol, probably less than 10. In our troop, maybe 17, probably 20 maybe. I don't know.
Is there a hope that you have that you would like to make happen?
Getting to Eagle Scout.
Awesome. It's really nice chatting with you. Good luck to you. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
We have another scout who's joined us right now. It's Phillip Galvin, and he joins us right now. It's really nice meeting you, Phil. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
I'm alright.
What made you decide to go into scouting?
So when I was about 5 or 6, I was in 1st grade, and I had gotten a recommendation by someone to join this troop, and at the time I was joining the Tigers, and from when I got to the senior Reblos, I crossed over from senior Reblos into this troop, from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts.
Tell me about the last project that you did.
It was probably the JDRF walk.
And what was it like working on that project?
It felt nice because the project was actually for me, and all my scouts were there, and we did like the service project by walking.
Did you have fun with this project?
Yes, because everyone was there, and we were able to do it together.
What is the one thing that scouting has taught you?
It's taught me a whole bunch of life skills and how to rely on your friends, and how to, like, say if somebody gets hurt, you'll be trained how to help somebody.
Do you have a hope that you would like to make happen for the future?
I would like to become an Eagle Scout in this troop because it helps you a lot after, like not just Boy Scouts, but in life.
And what's your age right now?
I'm 11 years old.
How many projects have you done since the very first time you joined Scouts?
I've done about 2 starting Boy Scouts.
What was the very first project that you did?
It was probably working on our flag. We started that in September. And we were able, and we did it as a patrol because each patrol does their own flag, and there's 3 patrols.
And what is the name of your particular troop?
Our patrol is the Flaming Phoenixes, but our troop is Troop 160.
Okay, it's been really nice chatting with you. Thank you so much. Continued success and good luck to you.
Thank you. Good.
We are so thrilled to have with us our dear new friend, Maxwell Schoen. It's really nice meeting you, Maxwell. How are you tonight?
Great.
Tell me about the very first project that you did.
Service? The very first service project I did was for my brother's Eagle Scout project at my elementary school, where we planted flowers around my elementary school's gazebo, which is PS 69, and we cleaned the area out, and yeah.
How long ago was this project?
4 years ago, I think.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
What was it about PS 69 that stood out from all of the others?
Well, it was my elementary school, and my brother Ben, it was also his elementary school, so it was kind of like good to kind of like pay back to the community because it was both our elementary schools, and yeah.
Do you like to suggest your own projects?
I don't know yet. Not yet. Actually, I'm thinking of doing something with fingerprinting because my dad is a cop, and like I'm really interested in like police stuff and yeah, stuff like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that scouting has taught you personally?
It's mainly taught me to be a better person and pay back to the community. Yeah.
Do you think that something like this is what you would want to do when you become an adult? Maybe something similar to what you're doing now?
After I get Eagle, because that's my goal, and I'm gonna get it. I want to be an assistant scoutmaster like my brother and my dad, but I don't want to be like anything to do with like professionally with scouting. Yeah.
You are quite an interesting young man. What made you decide to go into scouting?
I was a Cub Scout in Pack 160, and my brother was a Boy Scout in Troop 160. So I didn't really have much in an option, but I really don't care about that option because I actually really enjoy it. I like being with the boys and the assistants, Scoutmasters and the Scoutmasters. Yeah, and we always have a good time, camping and stuff like that, meetings, day trips. Yeah.
Are there similarities or differences between being an Eagle Scout and being a Cub Scout, aside from the name?
Yes. Because in Cub Scouts, you're kind of just learning about everything. You're just learning about everything and the basic stuff. And when you're an Eagle Scout, you actually know everything, and it's kind of you're prepared for the world, kind of. Yeah.
It's great meeting you. Congratulations on all of your good work. Continued success. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Our dear friend Jonathan Nugent joins us. It's really nice meeting you. How are you today?
Amazing.
Tell me about the amazing world of being a scout. What's it like for you doing so much helping out in the community?
Well, it's very hard. It doesn't come easy, but
right when you know that you're doing something good to give back to the community since they gave back to you, that you know that you helped, gives you an amazing feeling after you knew you did a great day of work and you helped many other people.
What made you decide to become a scout?
Well, since I had 2 Eagle Scout cousins, and my dad was once a Boy Scout, and I kind of I want to follow my cousin's footsteps, my dad's, and try to get to Eagle Scout the best I can while having fun and doing great deeds to give back to the community.
What are the age ranges for being an Eagle Scout?
Well, I'm not going to try to limit anyone because we have had lots of young Eagle Scouts in the troop, such as one made it in 14. So I'm just going to, it's very hard, but the most the range is like around, not your first year definitely, but anything after that, it's free game, and it's like how hard you listen and what you learn and if you could process it the right way.
Tell me about the last project you did.
The last project I have done is we were digging a hole for a scout camp. The scout camp was up in New Jersey, and we were digging it because they wanted to put a pole in the ground. Since they were making a new road, they had to have a pipeline for something. So we all were taking turns raking or digging it. When we had, and it felt good, exhausting, and we had lots of roots and rocks, so that kind of made it hard. But at the end, when we got everything in, it felt very good. The camp guy that we were giving it to, he was very, very happy for this.
How many people are in your particular troop in general?
Troop? Well, I don't know exactly, but I know there's a lot of them, and lots of them participate, and they're all very good scouts. And yeah.
What would you like to do in the future?
Well, I would like to go into computers, maybe act as a scoutmaster to another troop to give back to the community and give back to boys just like all of us.
Excellent job, sir. Thank you so much. Continued success. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
It's nice to know that 2 guys with a name likeness can turn out to be friends. This is my friend James, and he's going to tell you about the wonderful world of scouting. It's nice meeting you, James. How are you tonight?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. What made you decide to be a scout?
Well, what made me be a scout is the fact that it offered a lot of interesting opportunities, like the ability to go camping, to start fires, to tie knots and make all these wonderful things with rope, all that.
Tell me more about how a kid spends his time scouting. How many days out of the week and how many hours out of the week do they volunteer?
Well, scouting usually takes place on Monday nights here in the church. It would take place 3 hours a week. With volunteer work, that would take place maybe an entire day, maybe a couple hours a day. You never know, depends on the volunteer work that you're doing.
Is it fun doing all the volunteer work that you're doing?
Yes, it's very fun. Depends on what you're doing. One of the volunteer things that we were doing was we were laying bricks for a park, and it was very, very fun. It put in very hard labor, very hard work, and the outcome was beautiful.
Awesome. Do you have your own favorite project that you've done in the past?
I think it was the laying bricks at the park. That was Mike Adonoffi's project. He's over there, and he's an Eagle Scout. He's also an assistant scoutmaster now, and he he's doing pretty good for himself.
Is there a hope that you would like to do down the road? And if so, what would that be?
I would like to possibly do scouting in the future. Perhaps become an assistant scoutmaster, heck, even a scoutmaster. It would be fun.
If there is one thing that your scoutmaster has taught you that is of the utmost importance, what would it be?
I think if one thing that he's taught me, always never leave a job site dirty. You always want to clean up after your mess. That's what we learn when we go camping, and that's what he's always enforced.
See, that's really interesting because usually people don't like to do the dirty work, but he insists on it. How does that make you feel knowing that this is something that's part of the volunteering?
Knowing that it's something that's part of the volunteering is a good thing to know, because it's something that a lot of people don't know, and that's when they go out to do it, it's kind of sad because you go out and you see this beautiful project that people done, but you see all the tools they left behind, or say they had a lunch and they left that lunch behind.
That is excellent, excellent work that you've done. Congratulations to you. Continued success. Good luck to you, sir.
You too. Have a good night.
Adam, front center.
Staff forward. Staff about face. Scout side. Wall.
Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Outdoor code.
As an American, I will do my best to be my outdoor manners, to keep careful heart, to consider outdoors to be conservation-minded.
Motto.
Be prepared.
Slogan.
Do the work daily.
2. Staff about face.
Alright, Royals bring down the flags in the Monday bin. Golden Eagles get 2 people to sweep. And Flame Phoenixes help put back tables and chairs into a U shape. Flame Phoenixes help the Golden Eagles put the tables onto the stage, fold them up, and then put the chairs against the wall. And then make sure there's no garbage on the floor. And that's it. Keep dismissed.